Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. This is the Akron Career Tech Podcast. My name is Scott, and I'll be your host for today. Now, today, I'm joined with a very special guest, my good friend.
No.
And we're going to be discussing, some pretty big news that's been going on recently.
So, I got entertainment for y'all. We know that Diddy has started his big trial that's going to last 8 weeks. May 5th, he started. So, he has big charges. I think it's about 5. Racketeering, sex trafficking, sex trafficking, running a criminal enterprise, kidnapping, arson, and many much more. So the crazy thing about it is that if he is guilty, he will serve decades in prison, if not more, which is crazy. I ain't serving that much. I'm gonna break out. But no. On a serious note, though, people are paying other individuals 25 to 35 hours to just sit outside and save their court spots. You got anything out on with that? Because that's kind of crazy.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I think I do. So, a number of his, charges not only include, the racketeering, I think he's been linked with arson. That's pretty crazy right there. It doesn't really connect much to his other crimes. And, also, trafficking, sex trafficking, evasion, obstruction of justice, smuggling, things of that nature. He also has some court evidence brought up of him being in abusive relationships and coercing people to try different drugs and unraveling their lives and manipulating people.
Yeah, so y'all see my boy just hooked y'all up with more information that I ain't even have in my head. So shout out to bro.
Appreciate that. And moving on, we have sports news. Now, we're going to be talking about the topic centered around the Cleveland Browns and their decision to draft Shedeur Sanders. So, he's the son of Deion Sanders, an NFL Hall of Famer, pretty notable player. So people are looking at him, expecting him to be able to, perform a lot. He was expected to be one of the first or second round draft picks off the top. But he fell to the 5th round because, decisions they made and they picked him up in the long run, which is the main focus, but he fell to a lower round draft. So without that being said, it's he wants to do all he can for the team, and they believe they're taking a chance with him. But he's gonna get in there, get his job done, and just be the best football player he can be. So he doesn't have any outside drama or any troubles to deal with, so he could give himself 100% to the game. And they would have selected him earlier, but they decided to go with an earlier choice in Dylan Gabriel until they selected Shedeur shortly after as the number 144 draft round pick overall.
Now, in my personal opinion, I feel like Sanders is great for the team. We know who his dad is. We know he's been putting in work with the Cleveland Browns at training facilities, camps, and much more. Now, in a previous interview with the Cleveland Brown Dailies, he stated that basically he has nothing to worry about. He left a bold statement saying that he had got love for the game and he know what he's doing. That was all that we needed to know. So people do hold him at a higher standard because of who his dad is. And then we have Gabriel on the other side. People who have been saying he hasn't been doing very good at practice. But we can't believe everything. But that's a point we got to look at too. So, and then we have the other 3 quarterbacks that we aren't really looking at, but they up there for the 5 picks to fight for the main quarterback roster. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Akron Career Tech Morning Show podcast. I'm your host, Todd. Your favorite podcaster is in the building. How you guys doing today? I'm doing awesome. Today, I'm going to be telling you guys why I want you guys to enroll into Akron Career Tech High School. Akron Career Tech is the best high school in my opinion because we got culinary, we got a business class, we got early childhood, we got STNA, we got we got media arts. Don't forget, where you can learn about journalism, you can learn how to do your own podcast, you can learn how to start them, all types of stuff. Because I know some students that got their STNA license to become a STNA. And me and all the other people you see on this podcast, on our blog site, we also in media arts. That's why we got our own podcast site, because we signed up for it, and it's also fun. And another thing about the school is we treat each other like family. We don't treat each other like we just a stranger out on the street. We treat each other like we're friendly. We tell each other how kind we are, how important we are to each other. And guys, you need to, hey, one more thing. You can also graduate early. Because me, I got 10 credits, y'all. I just need like a couple more. Then I'm there. And then I'm gone. Guys, this your host, Ty. I'm out. Guys, have a nice day.
Okay, now in community news, we have our mayor. Our mayor has been putting in work for our organizations, for our youth organizations. That's the important part, because youth are little ones that don't have to grow up, going through stuff like trauma and everything. So what I mean by that, he is trying to put more, what word do I want to use? More materials, more efforts into our organization, so our kids don't have to go through with violence and experience violence, do the violence or anything like that. So basically, he's just trying to keep our kids away from violence here in Akron, and just, push out a very good perspective on our kids so they can have a great life that we want them to have. Anything you got to add on to that?
No, I feel like you pretty much summed that up in a whole, so I just want to say thank you for that. Now, we'll be moving on to our health news for this segment, which will cover, the decision made by the governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine, and his lieutenant governor, Jim Tressel. They have recently officially proclaimed the month of May as Mental Health Awareness Month in Ohio. So this means that this is a time for us to focus on, taking care of our mental health, working on, priorities like that, just focus on how are we thinking, how do we feel, where's our mind at? Prioritize that aspect of our health, because that can really affect our other aspects. If your mind's not together, you can't make right decisions for the rest of your body. So they really want us to focus on the month of May, but their goal is for us to think this way year round, in which we live this sort of lifestyle to where we can believe in checking in on our mental health more frequently, checking with each other, and build a stronger community bond. Is there anything you wanted to say regarding that?
Yes, it is. Now, I think that it's a very, very, very good idea to notice our mental awareness month, and just to notice it all year around, because my boy has stated, he wants us to notice our mental awareness the whole year around. So that's also a good thing, because why just do it in May? Now, he wants to make it a whole year around, but May is the time we actually focus on it and lock in on it. But it's also good that he stated that he wants us to worry about it all year around, because it's never too late. It's never too late, y'all.
All right. As my pretty good co-host here said, it's always a good idea to prioritize your mental health. And with that being said, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. This is Akron Career Tech.